Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, Vinny is an aspiring filmmaker who thinks that Scream Queen Jenna Bates is perfect for his movie, and he's willing to do anything to get her to star in it. Maybe even murder. Tonight's movie, the last horror film.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Yes! All hope is lost. Yes, it is lost and never to be found. But fear not, my friends, for we have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sights to show you. So, it's fine. It's fine. So, Tonight, episode number 4, coming off of last night's review of Alien Romulus. I thought, you know what? It's time to go back into the past and review a gritty 70s exploitation horror flick. And that flick is Maniac 2, Love to Kill. What? There's never a Maniac 2? Well, okay, certain places it was called Maniac 2, and man, these box from my friends at Severin Films is quite beautiful. Look at this guy. Got this nice little booklet with lots of pictures and words and stuff like that, all about this film. But really, the name of the movie here is The Last Horror Film. Ooh, 4K, beautiful, lovely. 4K. Anyway, so what is The Last Horror Film about? Well, it is actually about this guy. He is a New York cab driver. His name's Vinny, and he is an aspiring filmmaker. Much like me, you know? In a way, he's a lot like me. I mean, we're both in a dead-end job with no future, no girlfriend, no real life, what to speak of, but we really do want to make horror movies, and now I kind of feel bad about myself. Anyways, so he is infatuated with this star, this Scream Queen, who is all the rage right now. And she is going to be attending the Cannes Film Festival in France. And he decides to buy himself a plane ticket and go to Cannes and try to convince her to star in his horror masterpiece. However, he seems to be thwarted on every avenue of his attempt to try to even get an audience with her. And let's just say that he is not the most stable of people. And when people associated with the starlet end up getting killed and being filmed while it happens, well, all of a sudden do we start to suspect that perhaps he might be a bit more unhinged than we first were led to believe. So, let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore, I am going to give this a 4 out of 5. I love a good decapitation and chainsaw foo. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen a good chainsaw in a horror movie, and it's just, you know, it's right. It just feels right. It feels like home. You know, when you hear that and just see the chain. Yeah, anyways. Some good bloody bits here, some nice kills, even like one of the movies he's watching at the Cannes Film Festival has a great deoculation and what. Anyways, some gooey, bloody niceties. So, yeah, 4 out of 5. Moving on to shock value, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. There isn't any really, like, scares or jumps. I'm going to say that there is some weird and kind of disgusting and disturbing moments in there that add to sort of the shock. And kind of like, what goes on at the end is rather ridiculous and in a little way kind of brilliant. So, yeah, the fair 2 out of 5. Moving on to plot, I am going to give this a 4 out of 5. Look, this movie was filmed guerrilla style at the Cannes Film Festival. They did not have permission to shoot anywhere, and it adds so much to this film's kind of gritty aesthetic, very dangerous aesthetic, and it fits the narrative of this amateur filmmaker, who pretty much is going to do that type of stuff. I mean, I, as an amateur filmmaker, probably would have to do the guerrilla style. I mean, it's just going to be me and my cell phone and some lights and whoever I can convince to say, hey, you know what, you want to be part of a movie? I mean, it's not going to have a theatrical release or anything. It's, I don't have any money. I can't pay people. So it's like begging and pleading for friends and associates and whatnot to, help me out with this one. And honestly, it seems pretty bleak because, God, like every time I come up with an idea, it just seems like it's so out of reach because, like, the ambition versus what I can possibly do with what limited resources I have. Anyways, but, like, this movie, the plot is interesting. It delves into this kind of fascination with making movies and like kind of the whole pomp and circumstance of the film festival, as well as a little bit of like the starlet's dilemma is in there. Plus there are satirical elements within the film that really round it out to be quite an experience that should be watched and very entertaining. So 4 out of 5. Moving on to acting, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. Look, Joe Spinell he might not be the best actor in the world, God rest his soul, but he definitely brings it anytime I've seen him in a movie. He just has this I don't know if we would say this gravitas, but this like he embodies the roles that he's in, and he does it beautifully in this movie too. And so kudos. This is definitely a horror movie that's been kind of like one of those shoestring, not necessarily shoestring version, but because it's guerrilla style, you kind of have to. You probably don't have a lot of takes, and you have to do things on the down low, and so sometimes you might not be able to get like the performances you want out of everyone, and it shows from time to time. But 3 out of 5, definitely above average for this kind of fare. But Joe just does it, magnifique, France. Cons, right? So anyways, 3 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, and I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. There are some lovely ladies in this movie, and yeah, maybe the score is a little inflated, but perhaps it's because it's been such a long time since I've seen a movie that's like, hey, look, it's tits. Finally, we got some fucking tits now. All of a sudden, like, all right, boobs, wonderful. Like, I missed you. I really did. I almost forgot what you guys looked like. I mean, honestly, no, not us. I don't know. Come on. I love boobs. Come on. Who doesn't? Who doesn't, right? Anyways, sometimes I act like a complete boob, so I'm hoping that people love boobs, right? You might. Okay. Anyways. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Maybe a little bit overblown, but no, it's just some niceness, and yeah, it's been a while. So, moving on to enjoyment factor, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. It probably would have been a 5 if some of the more satirical elements didn't kind of, grate me here and there. It is kind of slow, but by the time the movie does start to get going, I really do enjoy it. The thing about him always calling his mom, even though, like, I get it, I'm not a fan of those things. But everything else in this movie, I like. I like the violence. I like the boobies. I like the story, and I really relate to this character. It hits a part of me that really, I understand and sympathize with, is just being this person who wants to make movies, who wants to make a film, wants to get these creative ideas out of the mind and onto the screen. And I respect it, and it's I root for him. I root for him because he's like me, and maybe not a lot like me. I hope I'm not like, totally weird and strange. I mean, I am weird and I am strange, but I don't know. I hope I'm not that weird and that strange. But, and I hope I'm not like, murderous either. Like, I mean, I know I'm not murderous. I mean, like, I don't have to hope I'm not murderous because I'm not murderous. Anyways, weird. I told you I'm weird and strange. Anyways, but it's just, it's one of those movies where you see a character and it's just like, man, that is so me until it's not me, but it's still like, and I was enthralled and captivated, and I was completely invested. So yeah, 4 out of 5 enjoyment factor. My overall impression is going to be a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, some of the satirical things don't always hit. It's kind of slow at the get-go. It's like, come on, get to cans already. Once you get to cans, okay, let's start doing something. And finally, the movie starts to pick up. Because of that. Also, because of the guerrilla style, we don't always get like the strongest acting going on there. And, I would probably like to see maybe a little bit more violence, a little bit more gore, but in the end, it's still a very good movie, and I am very happy to have picked up the 4K on this one from my friends at 7 Films. So there you go, 3.5 out of 5 overall impression, and that averages out to a very good 3.6 out of 5. So there you have it. The last horror film, otherwise known as Maniac 2, Love to Kill. In fact, I think the movie was called Maniac 2, maybe Germany or something like that. But in other places, it was called Love to Kill also. Anyways, so there you got it. Somebody's missing their head here. Well, no, their head's not missing. I guess they're missing their body. The body's gone. My body's gone. That's tu le vois, tous mes amis, je ne vois partir. These are the last words I'll ever speak. They'll set me free. I'm sorry, it was French Cannes, film festival thing. I don't know. No one's watching by now anyways. So don't worry. No, I don't have to worry about anything. Anyway, so there you have it. The last horror movie. Last horror show, whatever. It's the last horror film. God dang it. Anyways, tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Did you like it? Not like it? Leave a comment, ring the bell, subscribe, notifications, no one's watching, Excelsior, all that good stuff. And, oh, man. And thank you again for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And remember to stay scary, internet, and also stay sexy, man. Like, bring the tits, right? What am I even saying anymore? I don't know. do you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, what about you, Oscar? Do you? No. Anyways, um, hey, Jason. Not many words. Anyways, stay scary, internet, and I will see you next time. And remember, boys and girls, as always, I don't really got anything for this. I mean, like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, sometimes that creepy guy is just awkward, and he really does have a heart of gold, and he really does have passion and love in his heart. And, don't just like write them off because they're weird and strange. Give people a chance, get to know them, and then after you get to know them and find out how fucked up their world are, their life is, and their things, then kick them to the curb and the creepazoid. I'm not like saying this out of like any sort of like personal like experience. Maybe. I don't know. Sorry. Okay. Duh.